What is the easiest way to scale to 100K per month in info? And this is the full blueprint that I'm going to be sharing with you in this Miro board. And it's going to be going into 3 different things: the profile funnel that all of our clients use, the types of content they create, and the ads that back it all up. And this is perfect for any info offer, whether you're a coach, course creator, consultant, anyone who wants to scale to 100K per month using organic content, paid ads, and the profile funnel. And we're going to be going into the math, the profile funnel, the content needed, the ads, and the sales and delivery, which backs it all up and helps keep your clients happy. So let's actually get into the math. You have 4 different structures that you can employ regarding your pricing. You can have a low ticket $997 course where you need 100 sales a month to reach $99,700 in sales, which is 25 sales a week needed. You need a high volume traffic, and the best way to get this is with a proven offer and ads. Pretty simple. You can have 3K a month, 3K group coaching, where you need 34 sales a month to reach $102,000 in revenue, which is 8 to 9 sales per week needed. And this requires extremely strong positioning in your space, especially on organic social media. And this is best for scalable expertise. When you already understand the fundamentals, you can start off with group coaching. Now, these 2 is what most of my clients go for, specifically this one, the 5 to 10K high ticket one-on-one. One-on-one is an extra service that you can offer when selling to people, and it really builds trust and rapport because people sometimes don't want to be put in a group. They see you as the vehicle to solve their pains and reach their goals. So they want to do one-on-one. That allows you to charge higher. So you only need 10 to 20 sales a month to reach 100K, which is 3 to 5 sales a week. And you need premium positioning. So take a look at some of the best personal brands in the world and how can you create content around yourself to the same production level and value as they do. And this is great for when you're doing a deep transformation on one of your clients. Then you can have a 2K or a renewing retainer membership. And this is where you would need 50 members to reach 100K a month at 2K. Now, the great thing about this is it's recurring. You have to just focus on retaining people instead of constantly just getting one-time payments. So this is really good when you want to provide ongoing value to the same people. Whereas you can go extremely high ticket and then keep those people for months or even years on end and find ways to upsell them. So that's a really good way. But all of our info clients typically employ this method. They go high ticket first and then they go low ticket later. But you can always have a hybrid model. We've worked with this before where someone has a low ticket front end, which is a $97 or a $400, $500 entry that then feeds into the high ticket in the back end. So for example, you can have a $297 course, get 20 sales, which is 59K, plus 5K coaching, which then gets you to the extra 40K, doing 99K per month. Very, very simple. The best way to start off is obviously go high ticket, sell your expertise to a small amount of people where it's easier to deliver for that smaller group, and then have low ticket and upsells built in. Now, you do have an ascension ladder where you can kind of figure out where to start from. The best way to do it is have a free offer. So a lead magnet, free content. This builds an email list and trust within your audience. And the best way you can do this is, for example, in the description of a YouTube video, have a link to a free lead magnet, like a personalized game plan. Then really low ticket, and I don't exactly push anyone to do this, but you can have a $97 tripwire, which is a very mini course and template. You should only really be doing this depending on your ICP and the actual age of your ICP and whether or not they're likely to convert for this. Then you can have a very cheap, I would say, core program, which could be your full course program or the main revenue driver. Obviously, a lot of our clients like to do this, right? And this is what we're the best at scaling with because it's super simple. Once you understand your ICP and you can create high value content towards them, then people have no problem spending 10, 15, 20K on your services, especially one-on-one, or if you later find the problem that it takes too much time to do one-on-one, then you can transition into groups. But having a premium tier done with you is the best way to do any sort of info, and it's going to be the easiest way you can scale to 100K per month because you only need to be signing 10 people every single month to reach that figure on the low end. So it's very simple. When you have a premium personal brand and you're creating premium content, which makes people understand that you are the go-to in your niche to solve their problems and actually trains their brain to see you as the solution, then you will have no issue reaching this. You can also do 3 to 5K group, but this is really good where you could have a good mix is a low ticket group here and then high ticket one-on-one done with you. That's the perfect way of having it set up. So here's the actual lifetime value. So the average customer buys 2.3 products. We've seen, especially with all of our clients' data. So there's a 20% chance that a $997 buyer is going to convert to a 3K group. A 3K group buyer has a 15% chance to upgrade to 10K one-on-one done with you. So the true lifetime value is anywhere between $2,500 and $4,000 per customer. And this is why low end sometimes works in the front end, low ticket works in the front end, and you actually reach your profit in the back end where you're just charging a massive upfront payment for 90 days or 120 days worth of work done with you, one-on-one work. And people have no issue paying that because you are the solution to their problems and your content conveys that properly. Gets that in their head. So here are the actual numbers that you need to start considering is how big your email list is. If it's got 10K subscribers, you can easily make this work. And if you have a 1 to 3% of your list actually converts per launch, that is actually the perfect way of doing it because you only need, let's say you have 10K people and 10 people from your email list convert every single launch at 10K minimum or 5K minimum, you're still going to reach your goal very easily. Also, you can run webinars. When we get into the actual ads and funnels, it'll be really simple to break down actually how to have a good webinar and show up, right? But a good show rate is 25 to 40%, depending on your content and depending on the ads you're actually running to your audience, whether or not it's cold or warm leads. And out of every single webinar, we typically see a 5 to 15% close rate. Sometimes on the higher end, some outliers, we have 40 or 50%. And then you can also have an application close rate where you have a 30 to 50%, which is a good target to have. And then a refund rate under 5%. Because when people consume enough of your content, like I will say again, if you are building your content ecosystem through your profile funnel, you're creating daily content and a high production quality with lots of value, then people are going to shift their mind, obviously seeing you as the vehicle to their success. And once they do that and you actually provide so much value, it would be impossible for them to think, well, I need my money back once they sign up, especially for your high ticket done with you. So the fastest path we see is our clients, they start high ticket immediately, 3 to 10K. 5K is the good place to start, especially in the beginning. And then they build a low ticket product to scale in volume later on, let's say 1 or 2 years down the line. So that's a really perfect way of doing it. And that's the actual math behind getting to 100K a month in info. Then you have the profile funnel. Now, your profile is what's going to be converting strangers into buyers 24/7 without you ever needing to lift a finger. And this gets even better when you have closers and setters. So you have your content that allows people to discover who you are. So when you're creating high quality content, showing exactly who you are, your vehicle, your unique mechanism, your lifestyle, everything like that, then people will visit your profile. And that's where their first impression of you is found, whether it's through your bio, your actual content itself, or anything else like your links as well. So what you're actually telling people to do in your bio, whether it's check out your YouTube channel, apply for your webinar, or buy your low ticket mentorship. Then you also have a lead magnet. So this is perfect for YouTube. You can have lead magnet CTAs in descriptions. You can put them into a nurture email sequence after getting their customized lead magnet. Then if you nurture them constantly through your email sequences, your content, they're following you, they're seeing your videos on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok all the time, then they will also see your emails and apply, which is perfect for qualifying intent. You can ask questions about their specific situation to build out the perfect game plan for when you hop on the call. And then you can close the deal on the call. So it's very simple. In your bio, which it comes into the first impression someone has, you need to have a couple lines. So you need to talk about who you exactly help and the transformations you have. You have your results, so case studies where we took someone from, 10K a month in consulting or high ticket sales, and then you can say, well, now they're doing 50K. Really simple. Due to our unique mechanism. That's the easiest way to go about it. So credibility, and then social proof on students. So you can have a link either to your business link, where you just have case studies. So we see this all the time with Info. They have a business account separate from their personal brand, where they funnel only qualified and warm leads to that account, and then they can have easier, less friction CTAs. So really, really good. Now, a good example is I help coaches hit 50K a month with content, or I help people find financial freedom with high ticket sales. These are some really good ones to use in your bio. You can have your client revenue, so $2 million in client revenue. You've trained 500 students, and the free framework is down below in the link to your bio. Another good one that a lot of high ticket consulting businesses use is who they help, their results, and their YouTube link. And the YouTube does all the nurturing. So the Instagram brings in the engagement, and then the YouTube focuses on converting. So that's the really simple 3-step formula you could follow. Now, your content, which is all about getting people to trust you. So you need client transformations, revenue screenshots, and testimonial reels. The revenue shows that your unique mechanism is going to actually provide for that person when they sign up, right? Client transformations shows that it's possible, and then testimonials improves that trust because people have already done it. They're getting these results. As you can see in the revenue screenshots, you see the actual physical client transformation, and then you're having that client talk about their experience with you as a business and how good your services are. Then you can have more authority. So your actual framework, your unique mechanism, and it's built into a carousel, which clearly states exactly how you transform either people's companies or their lives with your service. A hot take, these are really good at bringing in engagement, and then tutorial clips. So if people want to just get started, but they don't want to pay for your mentorship, or they don't want to pay for your done with you or done for you services, then tutorials are really good because it helps nurture people. They say, well, he's given out so much free value already. I wonder what his paid programs are like. And then you also have personality and lifestyle. Really good, showing that this is the life that your unique selling proposition, your unique mechanism has allowed you to have. It's the lifestyle that your clients have, achieved through your unique mechanism. Really simple, further framing that you are the vehicle to that person's success. And that will get them to the point where they easily justify in their head or have very little objections to pay 5 to 10K upfront for one-on-one. Then you can also have your highlights. Highlights are an absolute game changer when it comes to organic Instagram. You can just have highlights upon highlights, or just client results if you want. But another good one is having a lead magnet CTA, client transformations. As I just said, they do a lot of heavy lifting, plus testimonials. So you can package these two together, results and testimonials. An origin story. This is perfect when it could be one of your first videos on your account or the first story sequence you do. But just showing people and telling people about where you came from just builds further credibility. You're not just some random person who appeared on social media. You're a real person with backstory, with a life, with skills that will allow them to reach their goals. Then you have a method. So how your system actually works. That could be breaking down how you consult businesses to reach or achieve an extra 6 figures in revenue, or how your services allow businesses to bring in 10 to 15 more leads every single day, or 10K revenue every single day. If you're in an agency model, then how you use ads to scale clothing brands, for example. Then you have an FAQ, which does all the objection handling. You can also do this on call confirmation booking pages, where you just objection handle. You have all your testimonials, all your results on one landing page, plus a video breaking down exactly what's going to happen on the call and answering all of their questions. And then you can also have an apply CTA, where you can have a ManyChat automation. So you can have automations. So to message them links either Calendly links, YouTube links, everything like that. So you could do a story sequence or a highlight breaking down about one of your YouTube videos that you just posted, and then send them that exact link to further nurture them. Or you could just have unregistered or unlisted YouTube videos that you then just send the link to the people following your story sequences and following your content. So then you know, out of all the people viewing that YouTube video, 100% of them are from your content. So you know exactly who they all are because you've sent them the link. Now, the profile conversion mechanics. So it's really, really simple. A stranger sees the reel and they visit your profile. This is the best part, right? They then need to be able to clearly understand what your offer is in 3 seconds after reading your bio. They want to be able to scroll your grid, see the proof, and gain or see you as the authority figure. They check your highlights and all their objections get handled because they're constantly seeing client results, testimonials, and just your general lifestyle. They click a link, they get the lead magnet, or they go to your YouTube channel, which further nurtures them, and they enter your email sequence. So either they go straight onto YouTube through your Instagram, then the lead magnet, then the email sequence, or it's just Instagram account, lead magnet, email sequence. They get nurtured for a week to 2 weeks. They apply or they buy and they become a customer. So when they're buying, that's low ticket, right? When they're applying, that's a high ticket call. Really simple, just terminology that we're going to be using in the rest of this video. Then you have lead magnet ideas. So these are just ideas you can build out for your audience, for them to apply, to have. So you can have a free PDF guide around your unique mechanism. You could probably build this in Claude or Manus, really simple, 5 to 10 pages, breaking down exactly what you do and how it's allowed you to generate the income you do. Then you can have also a mini course. So this is just 3 videos, perfect for any beginner, how to get into it, whether it's in SMMA, high ticket sales, any service, anything that you're consulting or teaching them on, perfect to have a mini course on it just to help beginners go through it. It's a step up from your organic YouTube, and it's just building that trust because it's building that curiosity in their head. They're saying, well, if this guy knows so much and has so much value and he's giving this away for free, I wonder what his 5K, 10K one-on-one is going to be like. You can have free templates. So a good invoicing template or any SOP templates or contract templates are great to build trust, especially when it's B2B and not B2C. Then you can have free workshop replays. So workshops are great for high ticket. You could even have clients flying out to you. You have a big room, whiteboard, walking through your unique mechanism and extra really high level stuff that they need to pay thousands of dollars for to understand and get access to. You can have a workshop replay with just some extra bits that don't give away all of the value, but show enough behind the curtain for people curious on what you actually sell. You can have a free quiz and assessment. This is perfect for actually building out free PDF guides. So when you actually quiz them on their specific problems, their revenue at the moment, their goals, their bottlenecks, and then you use that information to build out a personalized game plan, a PDF, it's great at nurturing people. You can also have a free community with upsells built into it through Skool or WOP. And the goal is to have 30 or 50% opt-in rate from your link clicks. So really easy to do. Lead magnets are great, especially when they're personalized to that specific person's problems and not just something generic that they can tell you spent very little effort on to create. Now, the funnel metrics, you want to have, with every profile visits, you want 10% of them to click your link. Whether or not that's YouTube, which I recommend for all of my clients, is to have a YouTube link in their bio and then do all of the actual conversion, either through story sequences or organic YouTube. Out of all the link clicks, you want 40% to opt in, and out of all the opt-ins, you want 5% to apply/buy. So 5% to apply for your high ticket or 5% to buy your low ticket. And with applications, you want 40% to close. And that's really good if you're already experienced in sales or you have closes. Then here's some very simple math. You want 100 profile visits per day. You want 1,000 profile visits per day. You want 100 link clicks, 40 opt-ins, and 2 sales a day, right? And that's perfect at hitting 60K per month, right? You've done the heavy lifting. This is great for low ticket, these 2 sales a day. And with high ticket, it's super simple. You literally just need 10 sales per month. So the profile funnel works while you sleep. That's why it's great. So every piece of content works as an ecosystem that's constantly engaging, nurturing, and converting people in your funnel to then book a call or buy from you. So it's a sales page. You need to optimize your bio and your profile like a sales page to make sure you're getting the most out of your audience. Really simple. Now here's the actual content strategy, then the engagement versus conversion split. So you want YouTube authority and SEO. That's the best way to do it. When you have purpose-built YouTube videos with a good title, this is going to be a long-term inbound machine. So you want to do 1 to 2 of these per week. And they can be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, breaking down your exact framework, how you did X in results. So case studies, 4 tutorials, which are great for SEO traffic when you title the video perfectly. How I scaled a roofing business's meta ads to the point where they were getting 100 calls a day is a great tutorial. And you know who would only click on that? Roofing businesses, because it's SEO optimized. You have student and client results, which are great for building trust on your unique mechanism, because if other people can do it, the person watching your videos can do it. Then you have industry commentary to make you a better figure in your industry outside of your niche. You're not just a guy that delivers a service. You're a guy with opinions and knowledge on the industry itself. And then behind the scenes of your business, these actually perform extremely well on YouTube. Behind the scenes of agency owners, behind the scenes of coaches, consultants, people get to see behind the curtain and how much value you actually provide and the life you live. They will sign up your high ticket really, really easily. Then Reels, it's perfect. So these are really good at just getting your name out there, getting people accustomed to your face and your values. So you want just new audience acquisition. You easily can do 1 reel a day. Shouldn't even be a question. 2 to 3 is really, really good. And 15 to 60 seconds max, where you just have hot takes, quick wins. You're doing myth busting. You're showing your actual lifestyle. You're showing what your clients are doing and their results through your unique mechanism and repurposed YouTube clips. These are really good when you don't know what to post and you're consistent on YouTube. Then you can carry over all of your content onto Reels. Carousels are also great. They get a lot of engagement with your warm audience and saves as well. And Instagram grows accounts based off of shares and saves. So it's good to optimize and have carousels go out here and there. So 3 to 4 times per week. You don't need to be as intentional as Reels, and you don't need to be as value-based or authority-based as YouTube. But it's really good to have them, and only 7 to 10 slides per carousel going through your framework or before and after transformation. So these are really good at just showing a full step-by-step in one place. People can just swipe through, take it at their own time. They're not being talked to about it. They can just read it in their own time and actually process all of the information that you're talking to them about your framework. Now, you're going to have mini case studies in here, comparison posts, and stat breakdowns. These are also really good stat breakdowns in just showing the behind the scenes, like the numbers behind running a company or the numbers behind your client case studies. And also listicles are also a good addition, but these should be the lowest priority out of all of them. Our clients rarely use these, but when they do some heavy lifting. Story sequences are some of the most important part of running a good profile funnel and scaling info to 100K per month easily. So a story is perfect when you have a warm audience. So you post content, reels every single day. So you're bringing in new followers, you're bringing in more likes, you're bringing in a warmer audience. It's going to further warm up and nurture that audience and add urgency, right? The amount of cash collected we've had with our clients just by doing story sequences either every 2 days or every week has been mind-blowing, because you don't know out of the percentage of your entire audience how many of those are ready to buy. So you just need to have the right combination of timing and saying the right thing to convert members of your audience. Right now, you could look at your Instagram following and 5 people in your Instagram following could be ready to pay you 10K. You wouldn't know. So being consistent with stories and story sequences is perfect. So you can just show day in the life, client win screenshots, polls and questions, which the questions help back up your objection handling. You know what questions people are asking, so then you can create content around those questions. Really simple way of doing it. Behind the scenes, further building brand identity, countdown to launches in ecom, perfect, and info when you're launching a new offer. Really good to build urgency. And limited spots. I use this with my own agency, and all of my clients use it to build urgency, book meetings, everything like that, and testimonial reposts. If you're not posting consistent case studies or testimonials with your client base, they do so much for your brand, because it's just cementing the fact that you know exactly what you're doing, how to provide as much value as possible, and how you've changed people's lives. Really simple as that. So there is a split. You have engagement content and conversion content. The goal with engagement content is to just reach people, get likes, comments, shares, saves, right? You can mainly do this on Instagram. So you can do that through hot takes, educational frameworks, lifestyle and personality, which this is one of the main ones. I would say out of all of these, you want education and lifestyle for your engagement content. One of the best ways to do it. Entertainment value as well. You can record videos with your friends. Really great way of doing it. And this builds the audience trust over time. When you have more trust, everyone has different trust levels. You're constantly creating engagement content and conversion content. You're building that person's trust and buyer level up to the point where they just apply the next time you post a story sequence. Then you have conversion content. So the goal of this, which you should only be posting 30% of the time or doing a 50-50 on YouTube, but with Instagram and TikTok, 30%. With TikTok, a lot less, because no one on TikTok is as qualified as they would be on Instagram and YouTube. You want DMs, you want people to click your links, you want applications, calls booked, and you want sales, right? You can have direct CTAs to lead magnets, either through your content, through your story sequences, or through YouTube descriptions, client result stories, with your offer being mentioned in them. So this is, you can do a case study of, this is how X scaled his company with our consulting offer, right? So a really simple way of doing it. Our client scaled to 60K per month with our consulting offer. Really simple way of doing that. Limited spot announcements, so that just builds urgency, gets people to sign up quickly, and just cements the fact that they know now through all of your content. Easy way to convert them is they just realize, split second, I need to get in on this now. Launch content, great for any sort of info, especially low ticket. We find you can have a webinar, countdown to the webinar, and a countdown to when your offer, your low ticket or high ticket offer goes live, and application open reminders. So here are all the actual content pillars you can be doing. So the origin story, how you actually got to where you are, your journey, and it builds relatability within your audience. People are like, well, he's where I am now, but he was there 2 years ago. Then you can walk through your methodology, how you are 2 years ahead of them with your unique framework, the system you actually teach. You can break into results, so the actual client wins, the transformations, which builds on the proof it works. So they're sitting there 2 years behind you. You show how you got ahead with your unique mechanism, your methodology. Then you show your results and your clients' results and the lifestyle, the freedom, the travel, and the life your method creates. Lifestyle marketing is as important as it is now, as it is education and behind the scenes, but it is still important to cement the fact that you are succeeding in life due to your unique mechanism. You can have hot takes, so contrarian views and industry callouts. This just builds bold claims, because any publicity is good publicity. And when you focus on being a controversial figure, you're not being neutral. You have a higher chance of people actually buying from you, because no one wants to go with someone who's neutral. They want to have a side. They want to feel the group. They want to be a part of the group. And when you make certain claims that separates your audience, it separates it into buyers and non-buyers. Really simple way of looking at it. Then you have education, which is free value, where you teach your method and build trust. Really important for then going into a lead magnet, an email list, or a call. Then you can have the behind the scenes, day in your life, how you run your business, vlogs, everything like that. Travel vlogs are great. And community. So you can just sit down with your students, go over their wins, the group energy, and all the belonging and everything like that. And that also targets a separate ICP. So here's the actual repurposing schedule. So YouTube is great for repurposing into Reels. if you even just took one YouTube video, 15 minutes, it could become a five reels, 3 different carousels going over your key frameworks, 15 story slides minimum, 1 email newsletter to your email list, 5 tweets, and you get in total about 30 plus pieces from one 15-minute YouTube video. So if you have nothing to post every single day, repurposing YouTube videos that you recorded a month ago, yesterday, last week is perfect. Now, your weekly posting schedule, this is what most of our clients follow. Some build their own and focus on just getting volume, but you can do 1 YouTube video, 1 reel, and 1 story every single day, or you could follow this framework. So you do a YouTube video on Monday, a reel and a story on Monday as well. Then you do a carousel using information from the YouTube video, a reel and a story, right? Then on Wednesday, you just have reel and stories where you just focus on engagement. You can have a YouTube video, a carousel, and a story on Thursday, a reel, a story, which is more about the CTA in the story sequence to get people to click on your email list, to get on your lead magnet, to book in a call with you through Calendly. Then on Saturday, you can have carousels and stories. And on Sunday, you can rest, stop posting, or just have batch content. A good way of following it though is just have 1 reel per day, 1 story, right, per day. So we're going to go reel, 1 story per day, and 1 to 2 YouTube videos per week, right? So you want 1 story, right? Just 1 story of you living your life, showing the lifestyle every single day, 1 reel minimum every single day, and 1 to 2 YouTube videos per week. Then story sequences, you want to do 2 to 3 per week. Really simple. And that could be anywhere from 5 to 9 slides, breaking down your unique mechanism, your client success, and a CTA. Best way to do it though is have the CTA at the beginning to get the most amount of attention on that link or that call to action, whether or not it's a ManyChat automation or a YouTube link, anything like that. You want to have it first because people click off your stories halfway through, and the people who actually will buy from you won't see that CTA in time. So have the CTA first. Now, here's the actual ads funnel. The 3 proven offers, 3 proven funnel structures for info offers at scale. You can have a lead magnet funnel. This is just super low ticket. You just have an ad or a video. If you want to just be funneling people to a landing page where your lead magnet is, your email sequences, and then you have your sales page to purchase. Your cost per lead will be anywhere from $3 to $8. Your email rate anywhere from 40 to 60%. Your conversion 2 to 5%, and your cost per acquisition $80 to $200, which is perfect. You're still making a profit every single client you sign, but low ticket is not the way to go, especially off the bat. You want to get really good at your unique mechanism and then sell it for a high ticket to a certain ICP. Then you have a VSL funnel. So this is great for 2 to 5K offers. Best place to start. You have a testimonial hook with an opt-in page, right? And the problem with this is you're just dealing with low quality leads who aren't going to be upsold very easily. So this lead magnet funnel goes to die. You're not going to be upselling anyone from 1K to 2 or 5 or 10. Really simple. So you have your VSL, which is 15 to 45 minutes going through your unique mechanism, the people you've helped, and doing a lot of objection handling. Then you have your application call, your application form, which can be a type form, on the landing page. Then you just have the sales call and close for 2 to 5K each. Your cost per lead could be anywhere from $10 to $25, with your VSL watch rate being 30 to 50%, and your application rate being 10 to 20%, because someone might click on your ad, might go all the way to the landing page, watch your VSL, and realize that this isn't actually what they want to do. But your cost per acquisition is going to be anywhere from $300 to $800, and that's perfect. You're still making a profit. Your ROAS is looking really solid, and you're doing 2 to 5K per client. Your webinar funnel is another funnel you could be employing when running ads. You're funneling all your leads from your ads and your organic YouTube and Instagram to a webinar where you can be answering questions, walking through your unique mechanism, and warming people up in real time to then have setters calling them and closing them at the end of the webinar. So You have your ad with a curiosity hook and a result hook towards a registration page. Then you have a live evergreen webinar. So you can have it live, but also record it and upload the whole thing afterwards and take it from 60 to 90 minutes, or have it spread out across multiple days. So do 60 minutes every day for 3 days. Then you have your offer pitch in the last 15 minutes and build scarcity and urgency across the days or across the one webinar, depending on how many days you want to run it. Then you have a sales page, application, close. Low ticket, have setters calling. High ticket, you need a sales call booking people in, right? Now, your cost per register is going to be $5 to $15. Your show rate, 25 to 40. Your close rate, 5 to 15%. And your cost per acquisition, $150 to $500 per acquisition. Now, the actual problem with this is a lot of people sign up for webinars, but the amount of people I've even spoken to who sign up for webinars and they're getting the emails and the messages constantly and never show up is insane. So you need to be really focusing on your nurturing content, your conversion content, and your engagement content to actually give people a reason to show up to this webinar, right? You need to be building urgency, but really building curiosity towards the webinar, because some people might just assume that it's like all of your other content and not care. But if you're selling something super unique that you're only going to sell on that webinar, then that builds curiosity, right? Now, you can have a retargeting strategy as well. So every 3 days, you have a testimonial video, 7 days, case study breakdowns, 14 days, more urgency and scarcity. Hey, we only have 2 spots left, for example. And then 30 days, a different angle, offer, price point, anything like that. And your retargeting audience, you want your video viewers to be 50% plus, your landing page visitors with no opt-in, and then your opt-ins, no purchase, right? So really simple to follow. Then you have your budget allocation. So on average, anytime one of our clients runs ads towards their info offer, whether it be a webinar or just a call, book a call, or a lead funnel, or a lead magnet, or a instant form, on average, they spend anywhere from 10 to 20K a month in ads. Most of that goes into top of funnel, as it always does. When you go into retargeting and conversion, most of your content actually does the heavy lifting. So they spend a lot less, 2.5 to 5 or 1.5 to 3K. The expected returns usually for a $997 course is a 5 to 10x ROAS, 3K, 8 to 15x, and 10K one-on-one or done with you over a certain amount of time period is 15 to 30. We've even had 42s before. So it's extremely possible to be reaching this amount. And obviously 100K a month won't always be profit. It'll be revenue, because you always have margins, you have setters, you have closers, you have editors, you have ads to pay for as well. So it's really important that you focus on just creating organic content, because that can be the best way of doing it and actually scaling consistently. Then you have top of funnel, where you actually just repurpose your best organic content. Trial reels also do a lot of heavy lifting. When you repost a well-performing video constantly, every single day, and make little modifications, Instagram treats it as a new video, right? But it still has the same virality to it, right? Then you want to have your hook in the first 3 seconds, really important. If you don't know what a hook is, then you need to be watching a different video on organic content. UGC style transformations and testimonials, perfect. Before and after content is really, really good, because obviously it shows your exact. So yeah, before and afters are perfect at just further showing your unique mechanism. And when you run them as ads, then you're going to be getting people who are stuck in that before. They see that your mechanism is the method to get them to their after, and they'll easily apply. Then you have middle of funnel ads, which are just direct response creative. So you have case study videos or student result compilations. Really easy way of doing it. And then bottom of funnel, you have urgency and social proof. So your social proof comes from your case studies, right? Case studies and your testimonials, right? Which are very, very similar, but testimonials is more of like a screenshot or a review. And then your case studies are sit downs with clients. Very simple way of looking at it. And these are just the scaling rules. So I used to run an SMA. This is the actual scaling rules you can use on ads to reach 100K per month in info. So only scale the budget on ads that are profitable for 3+ days. Now, you increase the budget 20% every 3 days, right? Easy way of looking at it. You need to be testing constantly. So 3 to 5 new creatives per week, minimum, honestly, minimum. Kill ads under 1.5x return on ad spend. So after $100 on spend, if your ROAS is obviously under 2, maybe kill the creative, definitely kill it if it's 1.5 and under, because return on ad spend is obviously how much you're spending compared to how much you're making in sales. And you're looking at like audience from buyers is 1%. Now, broad targeting, and you want to do broad targeting once your pixel has 100 plus conversions on track on it, right? You want to be very niche to begin with, showing your ads, letting your creatives do all of the targeting, and then just open it up later on. So with meta ads, you can actually just target specific countries. I would start with that and then go broad completely off the bat. Obviously, getting rid of certain unqualified countries that will not convert under any circumstances. Now, here are some good KPIs. CPM, $15 to $40. CPC, $1 to $4. Click-through rate, 2 to 5%. Opt-in rate, 30 to 50% of that 2% to 5%. Your cost per acquisition varies by offer, but your minimum ROAS should be 5 to 15%. If you're running good quality ads with good creatives that are actually teaching people exactly what you do, building urgency and giving them an easy way to apply to work with you. So cost per acquisition, which was broken down further earlier in the video. So here's the actual delivery system as well. So you've gotten to 100K per month. You've had people pay you. Now you actually have to close the deals and deliver on the transformations without burning out. So this would honestly be one of the most important pieces of running an info offer, is having the delivery system and the retention system, because it's always more important to focus on your back end and retention than acquisition, because retention always comes with referrals if it's good enough. So you have your application page, right? So someone books in a call, they get their qualifying questions answered. They then get directed to a thank you page with the booking link and a pre-call sequence, which is 2 to 3 emails. And on the thank you page, they're getting shown a VSL or testimonials. Then you have the sales call, which is 45 to 60 minutes on average. All of my clients follow that typical length. And then the payment link or invoice. Really simple way of actually, this is exactly how you close someone, right? They have that application page with all the questions that they answer, right, to make sure they're qualified. And then if they answer them incorrectly, incorrectly for you, but obviously just their situation, and you know that they aren't qualified, then you don't have to hop on the call. You have a thank you page with just showing them exactly what you're going to talk about on the call, your case studies, your testimonials, everything, plus the booking link. Then you have your pre-call email sequence to keep the idea of the call fresh in their mind, right? The longer you wait after someone books in with you or applies, the less likely they are to convert. Then you have some really good qualifying questions. So this is what you should be asking on the application page before you ever think about hopping on the call with this person. Current revenue and audience size, their biggest challenge right now, and their investment readiness. So you don't want to price drop, right? Never price drop until the call. Okay? Never price drop until the call. You just want to understand where they are, but to begin with, to see if you can actually help them and if they have enough money theoretically to work with you. Really simple way. Then this is how the average sales call works, especially when you're spending 45 to 60 minutes of your day just trying to close one person. You want to build rapport and share the agenda in the first 3 minutes. So you just talk about exactly where, like, oh, you're from this country. Oh, that's nice. What do you get up to? Build rapport. Make it a very easy conversation to have with us. Talk about their current situation, right? What they're actually doing within their business, within their personal life, and then talk about their desired outcome. So ask them questions about where they would want to be in life. Find out where the gap is, right? Figuring out where the gap is and then actually building out objection handling answers and questions is perfect. So what's actually stopping them from reaching their desired outcome? And then when you then present the solution to them on how your program, how your offer bridges the gap from their current situation to the desired outcome, right? Really simple. Then you can break down your social proof. So you're saying, well, my program will help you reach your desired outcome because it's worked for 500 other people in a very similar situation to you. So your similar client results, and then you have your offer and close, which takes literally about 10 minutes. You tell them the price, the timeline, the next steps, and then you handle objections, whether it be the pricing, the timing, the spouse. And all of these, you obviously shouldn't be hopping on the call if you know they're unqualified. If you know that they can't pay you 5 to 10K for your one-on-one offer, then don't even hop on the call in the first place. But if it's more of a timing thing, offer split payments as well. Another really easy way of doing it. Then you have your community delivery. So you have your community, your course, and your retention. So when you're running a community, easiest way to do it, Discord, school, yeah. Okay, simple. You have your weekly group coaching calls, your daily accountability check-ins, your video vault with all your course knowledge, all the actual info itself, member introductions channel, a wins channel, hot seat coaching. So this hints at the one-on-one offer, right? You have hot seat coaching, people are rotating in and out of it, and you're just sitting down with them one-on-one, letting the audience watch as you teach that person one-on-one. Now, guest expert sessions, where you have an expert come in within your niche and coach people in your community monthly, and private DM access to you personally. That's a really good way of delivering for a community offer. That's what our clients run, and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. Then you have your actual course. So this could be, your group or normal just course that you're selling. Now, one-on-one's a lot different, but you want to be doing this through Discord, WOP, school. Okay? You have your core modules, your video lessons, breaking down exactly all of your knowledge and imparting it with them, plus worksheets so that it actually gets cemented in their brain, templates they can use, starting the business model, and action items per module. So if you have a module outreach, then give them a CRM to track all their leads or the people they're reaching out to. Progress tracking, really important, helps people give a sense of progression, and they're obviously less likely, as data shows, to request a refund or chargeback. A completion certificate, that's just a little thing that helps build community within your offer. So really good. And then you have a live Q&A access. You frame that as a bonus on your offer to, build out a bit more value. And then you can either do it all at once or drip. The best way of doing this is have 3 quarters up to here live, and then the completion and bonus gets dripped in later once people are actually progressing through the core modules. So by the time they're about up to module 4, then you have the live Q&A, and then all the people, when they reach number 8, they get their certificate. That's just a very group community focused, building out the sense of community within your course by, giving them a little plaque or something. Or you can give the plaques purely, you can have a plaque or completion certificate or revenue certificate to your best performing people in the community. Then you can fly them out, for example, film case studies, film testimonials with them, and further build your brand and get more people in your course through that content. Now, here are some retention and upsell tactics. So you want monthly win celebrations. You want a quarterly strategy refresh. So every quarter, look back at your content, look back at what your clients within your course or within your info consulting offer have been doing and how they can improve, right? You want new content added monthly on extra value adding. So whether or not that's new modules or new templates. And then you have a community engagement loop. So that could be special calls or actual competitions where people get flown out to meet you in person. And you can also film case studies and good content with them. Now, here's some good upsell paths. They go from a course buyer, so low ticket, to group coaching, or the group to one-on-one VIP. This is the best one we've actually seen within our clients, where they go from the group coaching, which could be more of a low ticket, to the one-on-one VIP. We've even seen it where it's a free group, goes straight into high ticket one-on-one, and it does insane revenue numbers for our clients. You could have annual membership lock-ins, so they actually get kicked out of the mentorship after a year. So a lot of groups and a lot of offers I see running this do this. And then you have a certificate and a license maybe. So whether or not you're in a certain niche where you need a license to deliver the service, and once that person, your client, learns all of the information, then you can help them streamline the licensing process. Now, here's how to actually scale without losing personal touch. When you get burnt out, right? You don't want to get burnt out. You don't want to lose your personal touch. You want to provide as much value as possible, but slowly take yourself out of the business. So group coaching calls can easily replace one-on-one. That gives you more leverage to put time back into content. You can have recorded Loom answers ready, which is async support towards your community, towards your clients, breaking down their exact problems in real time. You can have community moderators. So you hire these around $50K a month mark, and they can run the whole community for you. And you just have to hop on for the weekly calls. AI-powered FAQ, that's perfect for just instilling all of your knowledge into it. It takes like an hour to set up on your end, and it helps your community for the rest of your life. Then you have a student success manager or a CSM, especially in high-tech consulting offers. A CSM is what we call them. You hire them at $75K a month, just to focus that it's someone who has all of your knowledge and can replace you. You're still the face of the brand, but the CSM is actually overseeing the deliverables of your services towards your clients. You have templates and SOPs for everything, right? So between your team members, they know exactly what to do, and you're giving out templates to your clients so they get better at their service delivery on the unique mechanism you're selling. And easily batch content creation. If you're not doing this, just do one day of actual solid sit down, record 8 hours of content can easily turn into a month of content. And that's excluding if you're shooting long form YouTube and then clipping that into Instagram reels and story sequences and carousels and email lists and email sequences. It's perfect, the amount of content you can actually get out of one YouTube video. Then you can have automated onboarding sequences. This is perfect. If you have a closer, goes through the sales call with a prospect, closes them, and then you have an automated onboarding sequence that immediately puts them in the community or the one-on-one. It's amazing and saves everyone so much more time. And you can have self-serve resources, which reduce your support team's load, right? So all of these you can implement at different levels. Obviously, hiring a CSM and having moderators, you need to have revenue coming in to then go out and pay those employees, but the rest can easily be set up by yourself. Now, here is the actual breakdown, right? So going back to the math, you can have a launch model. So 2 launches a month at $50K each per launch in revenue is $100K. Or you do 50 core sales at $997 per launch to make up the other $50K. Then you have option B, which is evergreen and high ticket. So evergreen's really amazing, and high ticket is the best place to start. I would suggest if you wanted to get started in info or scale your info offer from 50K to 100K, do high ticket if you aren't already, because you can have one-on-one done with you, teaching people hand in hand, walking through on calls and building out your services with them on the call. It's perfect. And you can charge an insane amount for this, like $25K a month. Or 25K per person, or 25K split amongst 3 clients, right? You can have group coaching, which is 15 members at $45K a month total, or an evergreen course with 30 sales every single month doing $30K a month, right? It's incredibly easy to hit $100K a month with info when you focus on content, and you can just provide as much value as possible. And you start off with high ticket. You position yourself as the industry leader. You position yourself as the authority. It's very easy to find the right people who do one-on-one VIP with you. Or option C is just a membership. So you have 50 members doing $2K per month, and that's $100K recurring. Recurring income is the best, especially in info. It's just very rare. A lot of people just pivot more so towards high ticket to begin with. And I would suggest if you wanted to, go with high ticket first. So the goal is to actually build out systems that deliver transformation at scale, and your time then goes into content and sales calls. Everything else is automated or delegated. which is perfect if you actually want to scale to 100K per month with info. If you'd like, you can even apply to work with me and my team. We only take on 3 clients every quarter, but we build out all of these systems and scale info offers and consulting businesses with our Done With You services, one-on-one, working hand in hand, making sure you reach your goals. Then you can apply to book in a call with the link in the description.